Hello and welcome back to Brendan Moir's Playwright Corner, where I read plays, poems, or whatever's currently striking my fancy at the moment. Today we're continuing on with W.B. Yeats's Myth of Cuchulainn with On Baile's Strand, written in 1904. Dedicated to William Fay, because of the beautiful fantasy of his playing in the character of the fool. The persons in the play are a fool, a blind man, Cuchulainn, king of Moirtem, Conahar, High King of Ula, a young man, son of Cuchulainn, and kings and singing women. A great hall at Dundalgan, not Conahar's great ancient house, but an assembly house nearer to the sea. A big door at the back, and through the door misty light, as of sea mist. There are many chairs and one long bench. One of these chairs, which is towards the front of the stage, is bigger than the others. Somewhere at the back there is a table with flagons of ale upon it and drinking horns. There is a small door at one side of the hall. A fool and a blind man, both ragged and their features made grotesque by extravagant masks, come in through the door at the back. The blind man leans upon a staff. Fool. What a clever man you are, though you are blind. There's nobody with two eyes in his head that is as clever as you are. Who but you could have thought that the henwife sleeps every day a little at noon? I would never have been able to steal anything if you didn't tell me where to look for it. And what a good cook you are. You take the fowl out of my hands after I have stolen it and plucked it, and you put it into the big pot at the fire there, and I can go out and run races with the witches at the edge of the waves and get an appetite. And when I've got it, there's the hen waiting inside for me. Done to a turn. Fool, putting his arm round blind man's neck. Come now, I'll have a leggin', you'll have a leggin'. We'll draw lots for the wishbone. I'll be praising you while you're eating it, for your good plans and your good cooking. There's nobody in the world like you, blind man. Come. Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't have closed the door. There's some that look for me. I wouldn't like them not to find me. Don't tell it to anybody, blind man. There are some that follow me. Boann herself out of the river and fanned out of the deep blue sea. Witches they are, and they come by in the wind, and they cry, "Give a kiss, fool, give a kiss." That's what they cry. That's wide enough. All the witches can come in now. I wouldn't have them beat at the door and say, "Where's the fool? Why has he put a lock on the door?" Maybe they'll hear the bubbling of the pot and come in and sit on the ground. But we won't give them any of the fowl. Let them go back to the sea. Let them go back to the sea. Blind man, feeling legs of big chair with his hands. Then, in a louder voice, as he feels the back of it. Fool. Why do you say, Blind man. I know the big chair. It is today the High King Conahar is coming. They have brought out his chair. He's going to be Cuchulainn's master in earnest from this day out. It is that he's coming for. Fool. He must be a great man to be Cuchulainn's master. Blind man. So he is. He is a great man. He is over all the rest of the kings of Ireland. Cuchulainn's master. I thought Cuchulainn could do anything he liked. So he did. But he ran too wild. And Conahar is coming today to put an oath upon him that will stop his rambling and make him as biddable as a house dog and keep him always at his hand. He will sit in this chair and put the oath upon him. How will he do that? You have no wits to understand such things. The blind man has got into the chair. He will sit up in his chair and he'll say, "Take the oath, Cuchulainn. I bid you take the oath. Do as I tell you. What are your wits compare with mine, and what are your riches compare with mine? And what sons have you to pay your debts, and to put a stone over when you die? Take the oath, I tell you. Take a strong oath." Fool, crumpling himself up and whining, "I will not. I'll take no oath. I want my dinner." "Hush, hush. It is not done yet. You said it was done to a turn." "Did I now?" "Well, it might be done and not done. The wings might be white, but the legs might be red. The flesh might be stick hard to the bones and not come away to the teeth. But believe me, fool, it will be well done before you put your teeth into it." "My teeth are growing long with the hunger." "I'll tell you a story. The kings have storytellers while they are waiting for their dinners. I will tell you a story with a fight in it. A story with a champion in it, and a ship, and a queen's son that has his mind set on killing somebody that you and I know Who is that? Who is he coming to kill? Wait now, till you hear. When you were stealing the fowl, I was lying in a hole in the sand, and I heard 3 men coming with a shuffling sort of noise. They were wounded and groaning. Go on. Tell me about the fight. There had been a fight. A great fight, a tremendous great fight. A young man had landed on the shore. The guardians of the shore had asked his name, and he refused to tell it. And he had killed one. And the others ran away. That's enough. Come on now with the fool. I wish it was bigger. I wish it was as big as a goose. Hush! I haven't told you all. I know who that young man is. I heard the men who were running away say he had red hair, that he had come from Aoife's country, that he was coming to kill Cuchulainn. Nobody can do that. To a tune. Cuchulainn has killed kings, kings and sons of kings, dragons out of the water, and witches out of the air, Monachus and Monachus, and people of the woods. Hush, hush! Witches that steal the milk, former that steal the children, hags that have heads like hares, hares that have claws like witches, all riding a cock horse. Out to the very bottom of the bitter black north. Hush, I say! Does Cuchulainn know that he is coming to kill him? How would he know that with his head in the clouds? He doesn't care for common fighting. Why would he put himself out and nobody in it but that young man? Now if it were a white fawn that might turn into a queen before morning. Come to the fowl. I wish it was big as a pig, a fowl with goose grease and pigs crackling. No hurry. No hurry. I know whose son it is. I wouldn't tell anybody else, but I will tell you. A secret is better to you than dinner. You like being told secrets. Tell me the secret. That young man is Aoife's son. I am sure it is Aoife's son. It flows in upon me that it is Aoife's son. You have often heard me talking of Aoife, the great woman fighter Cuchulainn got the mastery over in the north. I know. She's one of those cross queens that live in hungry Scotland. I am sure it is her son. I was in Aoife's country for a long time. That was before you were blinded for putting a curse upon the wind. There was a boy in her house that had her own red colour on him. And everybody said that he was to be brought up to kill Cuchulainn, that she hated Cuchulainn. She used to put a helmet on a pillar stone and call it Cuchulainn and set him casting at it. There's a step outside. Cuchulainn's step. Cuchulainn passes by in the mist outside the big door. Fool, where is Cuchulainn going? He is going to meet Conahar, that has bidden him to take the oath. Ah, an oath, blind man. How can I remember so many things at once? Who is going to take an oath? Cuchulainn is going to take an oath to Conahar, who is High King. What a mix-up you make of everything, blind man. How can I get the hang of it at the end if you mix everything at the beginning? Wait till I say that out. There now. There is Cuchulainn. He points to one foot. And there is the young man, he points to the other foot, that is coming to kill him, and Cuchulainn doesn't know. But where is Conahar? Takes bag from side. That's Conahar with all his riches. Cuchulainn, young man, Conahar. And where's Aoife? Throws up cap. There is Aoife, high up in the mountains in high hungry Scotland. Maybe it is not true after all. Maybe it was your own making up. It's many a time you cheated me before with your lies. Come to the cooking pot. My stomach is pinching and rusty. Would you have it be creaking like a gate? Blind man, I tell you it's true. And more than that is true. If you listen to what I say, you'll forget your stomach. I won't. Listen. I know who the young man's father is, but I won't say it. I would be afraid to say. Ah, fool, you would forget everything if you could know who the young man's father is. Fool, who is it? Tell me now, quick, or I'll shake you. Come out with it, or I'll shake you. A murmur of voices in the distance. Blind man, wait. Wait. There's somebody coming. It is Cuchulainn coming. He's coming back with the High King. Go. Go and ask Cuchulainn. He'll tell you. It's little you'll care about the cooking pot when you've asked Cuchulainn that. Blind man goes out by side door. Fool. I'll ask him. Cuchulainn will know he was in Aoife's country. Goes upstage. I'll ask him. Turns and goes downstage. But no, I won't ask him. I would be afraid. Going up again. Yes, I will ask him. What harm in asking? The blind man said I was to ask him. Going down. No, I'll not ask him. He might kill me. I have but killed hens and geese and pigs. He has killed kings. Goes up again, almost a big door. Who says I'm afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm no coward. I'll ask him. No, Cuchulainn, I'm not going to ask you. Cuchulainn has killed kings, kings and sons of kings, dragons out of the water, and witches out of the air, Monakas and Monakas, and people of the woods. Fool goes out by side door, the last words being heard outside. Cuchulainn and Connachar enter through the big door at back. While they are still outside, Cuchulainn's voice is heard raised in anger. He is a dark man, something over 40 years of age. Connachar is much older and carries a long staff. Cuchulainn, because I have killed men without your bidding, and have rewarded others at my own pleasure because of half a score of trifling things, you lay this oath upon me? And now you add another pebble to the heap? And I must be your man, well now your bondsman, because a youngster out of Aoife's country has found the shore ill-guarded? Connachar, he came to land while you were somewhere out of sight and hearing, hunting or dancing with your wild companion. He can be driven out. I'll not be bound. I'll dance or hunt or quarrel or make love, wherever and whenever I've a mind to. If time had not put water in your blood, you never would have thought it. Connachar, I would leave a strong and settled country to my children. Cuchulainn, and I must be obedient in all things. Give up my will to yours, go where you please, come when you call, sit at the council board among the unshapely bodies of old men. I, whose mere name has kept this country safe. I, that in early days have driven out Maeva Cruacha and the northern pirates, the 100 kings of Soracha and the kings out of the garden of the east of the world. Must I, that held you on the throne when all had pulled you from it, swear obedience as if I were some cattle-raising king? Are my shins speckled with the heat of the fire, or have my hands no skill but to make figures upon the ashes with a stick? Am I so slack and idle that I need a whip before I serve you? Connachar, no whip, Cuchulainn. But every day my children come and say, this man is growing harder to endure. How can we be at safety with this man that nobody can buy or bid or bind? We shall be at his mercy when you are gone. He burns the earth as if it were a fire, and time can never touch him. Cuchulainn. And so the tale grows finer yet. Am I to obey whatever child you set upon the throne as if it were yourself? Connachar. Most certainly. I am High King. My son shall be High King, and you for all the wilderness in your blood, and though your father come out of the sun, are but a little king, and weigh but light in anything that touches government, if put into the balance with my children. It's well that we should speak our minds out plainly, for when we die we shall be spoken of in many countries. We in our young days have seen the heavens like a burning cloud brooding upon the world, and being more than men can be now that the clouds lifted up, we should be more truthful. Connachar, I do not like your children. They have no pith, no marrow in the bones, and will lie soft when you and I lie hard. Connachar, you rail at them because you have no children of your own. Cuchulainn, I think myself most lucky that I leave no pallid ghost or mockery of a man to drift and mutter in the corridors where I have laughed and sung. Connachar, that is not true for all your boasting of the truth between us. For there is no man having house and lands that have been in the one family, called by that one family's name for centuries, but is made miserable if he know they are to pass into a stranger's keeping, as yours will pass. Cuchulainn, the most of men fear that. But you and I leave names upon the harp. Connachar, you play with arguments as lawyers do, and put no heart in them. I know your thoughts, for we have slept under the one cloak and drunk from the one wine cup. I know you to the bone. I have heard you cry, aye, in your very sleep, I had no son, and with such bitterness that I have gone upon my knees and prayed that it might be amended. Cuchulainn, for you thought that I should be as biddable as others had I their reason to fight for it. But that is not true, for I would need a weightier argument than one that marred me in the copying, as I have that clean hawk out of the air that, as men say, begot this body of mine upon a mortal woman. Now as ever you mock at every reasonable hope, and would have nothing, or impossible things. What eye has ever looked upon the child would satisfy a mind like that? I would leave my house and name to none that would not face even myself in battle. Being swift of foot and making light of every common chance, you should have overtaken the hills some daughter of the air, or on the shore a daughter of the country under wave. I am not blasphemous. Yet you despise our queens, and would not call a child your own if one of them had borne him. I have not said it. I remember I've heard you boast, when the ale was in your blood, that there was one in Scotland, where you learnt the trade of war that had a stone-pale cheek and red-brown hair, and that although you had loved other women, you'd sooner that fierce woman of the camp bore you a son than any queen among them. You call her a fierce woman of the camp, for, having lived among the spinning wheels, you'd have no woman near that would not say, "Ah, how wise! What will you have for supper? What shall I wear that may please you, sir, and keep that humming through the day and night forever? A fierce woman of the camp!" But I'm getting angry about nothing. You have never seen her. Ah, Conor, you have never seen her, with that high, laughing, turbulent head of hers thrown backwards, and the bowstring at her ear, or sitting at the fire with those grave eyes full of good counsel as if it were with wine, or when love ran through all the lineaments of her wild body. Although she had no child, none other had all beauty, queen or lover, or was so fitted to give birth to kings. Conor, there's nothing I can say but drift you farther from the one weighty matter. That very woman, for I know well that you are praising Aoife, now hates you, and will leave no subtlety unknotted that might run into a noose about your throat, no army in idleness that might bring ruin upon this land you serve. Cuchulainn, no wonder in that. No wonder at all in that. I have never known love but as a kiss in the mid-battle, and a difficult truce of oil and water, candle and dark night, hillside and pall, the hot-footed sun, and the cold, sliding, slippery-footed moon. A brief forgiveness between opposites that have been hatreds for 3 times the age of this long-established ground. Conor, listen to me. Aoife makes war on us, and every day our enemies grow greater and beat the walls more bitterly, and you within the walls are every day more turbulent, and yet, when I would speak about these things, you fancy runs as it were a swallow on the wind. Outside the door in the blue light of the sea mist are many old and young kings. Amongst them are 3 women, 2 of whom carry a bowl of fire. The third, in what follows, puts from time to time fragrant herbs into the fire so that it flickers up into brighter flame. Look at the door and what men gather there. Old counsellors that steer the land with me, and younger kings, the dancers and harp players that follow in your tumults, and all these are held there by one anxiety. Will you be bound into obedience, and so make this land safe for them and theirs? You are but half a king, and I but half. I need your might of hand and burning heart, and you my wisdom. Cuchulainn, going near to door. Nestlings of a high nest, hawks that have followed me into the air and looked upon the sun, will out of this and sail upon the wind once more. This king would have me take an oath to do his will, and having listened to his tune from morning, I will no more of it. Run to the stable, and set the horses to the chariot pole, and send a messenger to the harp players. We'll find a level place among the woods and dance a while. A young king. Cuchulainn, take the oath. There is none that would not have you take it. Cuchulainn, you'd have me take it. Are you of one mind? The kings. All. A young king. Do what the high king bids you. Conor, there is not one but dreads this turbulence now that they're settled men. Cuchulainn, are you so changed? Or have I grown more dangerous of late? But that's not it. I understand it all. It's you that have changed. You've wives and children now, and for that reason cannot follow one that lives like a bird's flight from tree to tree. It's time the years put water in my blood, and drown the wilderness of it, for all's changed. But that unchanged. I'll take what oath you will. The moon, the sun, the water, light or air, I do not care how binding. Conor, on this fire that has been lighted from your hearth and mine, the older men shall be my witnesses, the younger yours. The holders of the fire shall purify the thresholds of the house with waving fire and shut the outer door according to the custom, and sing rhyme that has come down from the old lawmakers to blow the witches out. considering that the wild will of man could be oath-bound, but that a woman's could not, they bid us sing against the will of a woman at its wildest, in the shape changes that run upon the wind. Connachar has gone unto his throne. The women, they sing in a very low voice after the first few words, so that the others all but drown their words. May this fire have driven out the shape changers that can put ruin on a great king's house, until all be ruinous. Names whereby a man has known the threshold and the hearthstone, gather on the wind and drive the women none can kiss and thrive, for they are but whirling wind out of memory and mind. They would make a prince decay with light images of clay planted in the running wave, or, for many shapes they have, they would change them into hounds, until they have died of his wounds, though the change were but a whim, or they'd hurl a spell at him, that he follow with desire bodies that can never tire or grow kind, for they anoint all their bodies joint by joint with a miracle-working juice that is made out of the grease of the ungoverned unicorn. But the man is thrice forlorn, empty, ruined, racked, and lost, that they follow. For at most they will give him kiss for kiss, while they murmur, after this, hatred may be sweet to the taste. Those wild hands that have embraced all his body can but shove all the burdening wheel of love till the side of hate comes up. Therefore, in this ancient cup may the sword blades drink their fill of the homebrew there, until they will have for masters none but the threshold and hearthstone. Cuchulainn, speaking while they are singing. I'll take and keep this oath. From this day I shall be what you please, my chicks, my nestlings. Yet I had thought you were of those that praised whatever life could make the pulse run quickly, even though it were brief, and that you held that a free gift was better than a forced. But that's all over. I will keep it too. I never gave a gift and took it again. If the wild horse should break the chariot pole, it would be punished. Should that be in the oath? Two of the women, still singing, crouch in front of him holding the bowl over their head. He spreads his hand over the flame. I swear to be obedient in all things, to Connachar, and to uphold his children. Connachar, we are one being, as these flames are one. I give my wisdom, and I take your strength. Now thrust the swords into the flame, and pray that they may serve the threshold and the hearthstone with faithful service. The kings kneel in a semicircle before the two women and Cuchulainn, who thrusts his sword into the flame. They all put the points of their swords into the flame. The third woman is at the back, near the big door. Cuchulainn. O pure, glittering ones, that should be more than wife or friend or mistress. Give us the enduring will, the unquenchable hope, the friendliness of the sword. The song grows louder, and the last words ring out clearly. There is a loud knocking at the door. Connachar. Some king that has been loitering on the way. Open the door, for I would have all know that the oath's finished and that Cuchulainn's bound, and that the swords are drinking up the flame. The door is opened by the third woman, and a young man with a drawn sword enters. Young man. I am of Aoife's country. The kings rush towards him. Cuchulainn throws himself between. Cuchulainn. Put up your swords. He is but one. Aoife is far away. Young man. I've come alone into the midst of you, to weigh this sword against Cuchulainn's sword. Connachar. And are you noble? For if of common seed ye cannot weigh your sword against his sword but in mixed battle. Young man. I'm under no bonds to tell my name to no man. But it's noble. Connachar. But I would know your name and not your bonds. You cannot speak in the assembly house if you are not noble. First Old King. Answer the High King. Young man. I will give no other proof than the hawk gives. That it's no sparrow. He is silent for a moment, then speaks to all. Ye look upon me, kings. I too of ancient seed, and carry the signs about this body and in these bones. Cuchulainn. To have shown the hawk's grey feather is enough, and you speak highly too. Give me that helmet. I thought they had grown weary sending champions. That sword and belt will do. This fight's welcome. The High King there has promised me his wisdom, but the hawk sleepy till its well-beloved cries out amid the acorns, or has seen its enemy like a speck upon the sun. What's wisdom to the hawk, when that clear eye is burning nearer up in the high air? He looks hard at the young man, then comes down steps and grasps young man by shoulder. Hither, into the light. To Connachar. The very tint of her that I was speaking of now. Not a pin's difference. To young man. You are from the north, where there are many that have that tint of hair. Red-brown. The light red-brown. Come nearer, boy, for I would have another look at you. There's more likeness. A stone-pale cheek. What brought you, boy? Have you no fear of death? Young man. Whether I live or die is in the gods' hands. Cuchulainn. That is all words. All words, a young man's talk. I am their plough, their harrow, their very strength. For he that is in the sun begot this body upon a mortal woman, and I have heard it seemed as if he had outrun the moon, that he must follow always through waste heavens he loved so happily. He'll be but slow to break a tree that was so sweetly planted. Let's see that arm. I'll see it if I choose. That arm! That arm had a good father and a good mother. But it is not like this. Young man. You're mocking me. You think I'm not worthy to be fought? But I'll not wrangle but with this talkative knife. Cuchulainn. Put up your sword. I'm not mocking you. I'd have you for my friend. But if it's not because you have a hot heart and a cold eye, I cannot tell the reason. To Connachar. He has got her fierceness, and nobody is as fierce as those pale women. But I will keep him with me, Connachar, that he may set my memory upon her when the day is fading. He will stop with us, and we will hunt the deer and the wild bulls, and when we have grown weary, light on our fires between the wood and water, or on some mountain where the shape changes of the morning come. The High King there would make a mock of me because I did not take a wife among them. Why do you hang your head so? It's a good life. The head grows prouder in the light of the dawn, and friendship thickens in the murmuring dark, where the spare hazels meet the wool-white foam. But I can see there's no more need for words, and that you'll be my friend from this day out. Connachar. He has come hither not to his own name, but in Queen Aoife's, and has challenged us in challenging the foremost man of us all. Cuchulainn. Well, what's matter? Connachar. You think it does not matter, and that a fancy lighter than the air, whim of the moment has more matter in it. For having none that shall reign after you, you cannot think as I do, who would leave a throne too high for insult. Cuchulainn to young man. Let your children remortar their inheritance as we have, and put more muscle on. I'll give you gifts, but I'd have something too. That arm ring, boy. We'll have this quarrel out when you are older. Young man. There's not a man I'd sooner have my friend than you, whose name is gone about the world, as if it had been the wind. But Aoife'd say I had turned coward. Cuchulainn. I will give you gifts that Aoife will know, and all her people know to have come from me. Showing cloak. My father gave me this. He came to try me, rising up at dawn out of the cold dark of the rich sea. He challenged me to battle, but before my sword had touched his sword, told me his name, gave me his cloak, and vanished. It was woven by women of the country under the wave, out of the fleeces of the sea. Oh, tell her I was afraid, or tell her what you will. No. Tell her that I heard a raven croak on the north side of the house, and was afraid. Connachar. Some woman of the air has troubled Cuchulainn's mind. Cuchulainn. No witchcraft. His head is like a woman's head I had a fancy for. Connachar. A witch of the air can make a leaf confound us with memories. They run upon the wind and hurl the spells that make us nothing, out of the invisible wind. They have gone to school to learn the trick of it. Cuchulainn. No. No, there's nothing out of common here. The winds are innocent. That arm ring, boy. A king. If I have your leave, I'll take this challenge up. Another king. No, give it to me, High King, for this wild Aoife has carried off my slaves.
No, give it to me.
No, give it to me, for she has harried me in house and herd.
I claim this fight.
And I.
Cuchulainn. Back. Back. Put up your swords. Put up your swords. There's none alive that shall accept a challenge I have refused. Let her put up your sword. Young man. If they have a mind for it, I'll try it out with any two together. Cuchulainn. That's spoken as I had spoken at your age. But you are in my house. Whatever man would fight you shall fight it out with me. They're dumb. They're dumb. How many of you would meet, draw a sword, this mutterer, this old whistler, this sandpiper, this edge that's greyer than the tide, this mouse that's gnawing at the timbers of the wood, this boy. I would meet them all in arms if I had a son like you. He would avenge me when I have withstood for the last time the men whose fathers, brothers, sons, and friends I have killed upholding Connachar. When the 4 provinces have gathered with the ravens over them. But I need no avenger. You and I, we would scatter them like water from a dish. Young man, we'll stand by one another from this out. Here's the ring. Cuchulainn. No. Turn and turn about. But my turn's first, because I am older. Spreading out cloak. 9 queens out of the country under wave have woven it with the fleeces of the sea, and they were long embroidering at it. Boy, if I had fought my father, he'd have killed me. As certainly as if I had a son and fought with him, I should be deadly to him. For the old fiery fountains are far off, and every day there is less heat of the blood. Connachar, in a loud voice. No more of this! I will not have this friendship. Cuchulainn is my man, and I forbid it. For I myself, Cuchulainn, I will not have it. Connachar. You lay commands on me? Cuchulainn, seizing Connachar. You shall not stir, High King. I'll hold you there. Connachar. Witchcraft has maddened you. The kings, shouting. Yes, witchcraft, witchcraft. The first old king. Some witch has worked upon your mind, Cuchulainn. The head of that young man seemed like a woman's you'd had a fancy for. Then of a sudden, you laid your hands on the High King himself. And laid my hands on the High King himself? Connachar. Some witch is floating in the air above us. Cuchulainn. Yes, witchcraft. Witchcraft, witches of the air. To young man. What did you do? Who was it set you to this work? Out. Out, I say, for now it's sword on sword. Young man. But I did not. Cuchulainn. Out, I say. Out. Out! Young man goes out, followed by Cuchulainn. The kings followed them out with confused cries, and words one can barely hear because of the noise. Some cry, Quicker, quicker! Why are you so long at the door? We'll be too late. Have they begun to fight? Can you see if they're fighting? And so on. Their voices drown each other. The 3 women are left alone. First woman. I have seen. I have seen. Second woman. Why do you cry aloud? First woman. The ever-living has shown me what's to come. Third woman. How? Where? First woman. In the ashes of the bull. Second woman. While you were holding it between your hands. Third woman. Speak quickly. First woman. I have seen Cuchulainn's roof tree leap into fire, and the walls split and blacken. Second woman. Cuchulainn has gone out to die. Third woman. Oh, oh! Second woman. Who could have thought that one so great as he could meet his end at this unnoted sword? First woman. Life drifts between a fool and a blind man to the end, and nobody can know his end. Second woman. Come, look upon the quenching of this greatness. The other 2 go to the door, but they stop for a moment upon the threshold and wail. First woman. No crying out, for there'll be no need of cries and rending of the hair when it's all finished. The women go out. There is a sound of clashing swords from time to time during what follows. Enter the fool, dragging the blind man. Fool. You've eaten it! You've eaten it! You've left me nothing but the bones! He throws blind man down by big chair. Blind man. Oh, that I should have to endure such plague. Oh, I ache all over. Oh, I'm pulled to pieces. This is the way you pay me for all the good I have done you? Fool. You've eaten it! You've told me lies. I might have known you had eaten it while I saw your slow, sleepy walk. Lie there till the kings come. Oh, I will tell Connachar and Cuchulainn and all the kings about you. Blind man. What would have happened to you but for me, and you without your wits? If I did not take care of you, what would you do for food and warmth? You! Take care of me! You stay safe and send me into every kind of danger. You sent me down the cliffs for gulls' eggs while you warmed your blind eyes in the sun, and then you ate all that were good for food. You left me the eggs that were neither eggs nor bird. Blind man tries to rise. Fool makes him lie down again. Keep quiet now till I shut the door. There's some noise outside, a high, vexing noise so that I can't be listening to myself. Shuts the big door. Why can't they be quiet? Why can't they be quiet? Blind man tries to get away. Ah, you would get away, would you? Follows blind man and brings him back. Lie there. Lie there. No, you won't get away. Lie there till the kings come. I'll tell them all about you. I will tell it all. How you sit warming yourself when you've made me light a fire of sticks while I sit blowing it with my mouth. Do you not always make me take the windy side of the bush when it blows and the rainy side when it rains? Blind man. Oh, good fool, listen to me. Think of the care I have taken of you. I have brought you to many a warm hearth where there was a good welcome for you, but you would not stay there. You were always wandering about. The last time you brought me in, it was not I who wandered away, but you that got put out because you took the crabine out of the pot when nobody was looking. Keep quiet now. Cuchulainn, rushing in. There is no witchcraft on the earth or among the witches of the air that these hands cannot break. Fool. Listen to me, Cuchulainn. I left him turning the fowl at the fire. He ate it all, though I had stolen it. He left me nothing but the feathers. Cuchulainn. Fill me a horn of ale. Blind man. I gave him what he likes best. You do not know how vain this fool is. He likes nothing so well as a feather. Cuchulainn. Give me that horn. Quarrel's here too. Drinks. What is there between you two that is worth a quarrel? Out with it. Blind man. Where would he be but for me? I must be always thinking to get food for the two of us, and when we've got it, if the moon is at the full or the tide on the turn, he'll leave the rabbit in the stair till it is full of maggots, or let the trout slip back through his hands into the stream. The fool has begun singing while the blind man is speaking. When you were an acorn on the treetop, there was I an eagle-cock. Now that you are a withered old buck, still I am an eagle-cock. Blind man. Listen to him now. That's the sort of talk I have to put up with day in and day out. Fool. He has taken my feathers to wipe his sword. It is blood that he is wiping from his sword. Cuchulainn goes up to door at back and throws away feathers. They are standing about his body. They will not awaken him for all his witchcraft. Blind man. It is that young champion he has killed. He that came from Aoife's country. Cuchulainn. He thought to have saved himself with witchcraft. Fool. That blind man there said he would kill you. He came from Aoife's country to kill you. That blind man said he taught him every kind of weapon that he might do it. But I always knew that you would kill him. Cuchulainn, to the blind man. You knew him, then? I saw him, when I had my eyes in Aoife's country. You were in Aoife's country? I knew him, and his mother there. He was about to speak of her when he died. He was a queen's son. What queen? What queen? Seizes blind man, who is now sitting on the bench. Was it Scach? There were many queens. All the rulers there were queens. Blind man. No, not Scach. It was Ulhach then. Speak! Speak! Blind man. I cannot speak. You are clutching me too tightly. Cuchulainn lets him go. I cannot remember who it was. I am not certain. It was some queen. Fool. He said a while ago that the young man was Aoife's son. Cuchulainn. She. No, she had no son when I was there. Fool. That blind man there said she owned him for a son. Cuchulainn. I'd rather he had been some other woman's son. What father had he? A soldier out of Alba? She was an amorous woman, a proud, pale, amorous woman. Blind man. None knew whose son he was. Cuchulainn. None knew. Did you know, old listener at doors? Blind man. No, I knew nothing. Fool. He said a while ago that he heard Aoife boast that she never had but one lover, and he the only man that had overcome her in battle. Pause. Blind man. Somebody is trembling, fool. The bench is shaking. Why are you trembling? Is Cuchulainn going to hurt us? It was not I who told you, Cuchulainn. Fool. It is Cuchulainn who is trembling. It is Cuchulainn who is shaking the bench. Blind man. It is his own son he has slain. Cuchulainn. 'Twas they that did it. The pale wind people. Where my sword against the thunder? But no, for they have always been my friends. And though they love to blow a smoking coal till it's all flame, the wars they blow aflame are full of glory and heart-uplifting pride. And not like this. The wars they love awaken old fingers and the sleepy strings of harps. Who did it then? Are you afraid? Speak out! For I have put you under my protection and will reward you well. Duvach the Chafer. He is an old grudge. No, for he is with Maeve. Lara did it. Why do you not speak? What is this house? Now I remember all. Comes before Connachar's chair and strikes out with his sword, as if Connachar was sitting upon it. It was you who did it. You who sat up there with your old rod of kingship, like a magpie nursing a stolen spoon. No, not a magpie, a maggot that is eating upon the earth. Yes, but a magpie, for he's flown away. Where did he fly to? Blind man. He is outside the door. Outside the door? Between the door and the sea. Cuchulainn. Connachar. Connachar, the sword into your heart! He rushes out. Pause. Fool creeps up to the big door and looks after him. He's going up to King Connachar. They are all about the young man. No, he's standing still. There's a great wave going to break. And he's looking at it. Now he's running down to the sea. But he's holding up his sword as if he were going into a fight. Well struck! Well struck! Blind man. What is he doing now? Oh, he's fighting the waves. Blind man. He sees King Connachar's crown on every one of them. Fool. There! He struck at that big one. He struck the crown off it. He had made the foam fly. There! Another big one! Blind man. Where are the kings? What are the kings doing? Fool. They are shouting and running down to the shore. And the people are running out of the houses. They are all running. Blind man. You say they are running out of the houses. There will be nobody left in the houses. Listen, fool! Fool. There! He's down! He's up again. He's going out into the deep water. There! He's down! He's up again. He's going out in the deep water. There's a big wave. It has gone over him. I cannot see him now. He has killed kings and giants, but the waves have mastered him. The waves have mastered him. Blind man. Come here, fool. The waves have mastered him. Come here. The waves have mastered him. Come here, I say. Fool, coming towards him, but looking backwards towards the door. What is it? The blind man. There'll be nobody in the houses. Come this way. Come quick. The ovens will be full. We will put our hands in the ovens. They go out. The end. And that is the end of On Baile's Strand. Next up, we will have the only jealousy of Emer, and then after that, we will have the final conclusion of the myth of Cuchulainn with the death of Cuchulainn. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to have you back in Brendan Moir's Playwright Corner. Thank you.